The story of Adam and Eve's fateful decision in Genesis 3 provides timeless insights into how small compromises can cascade into significant consequences. The narrative begins with Eve standing before the forbidden tree, seeing it through newly influenced eyes after her conversation with the serpent. A conversation that had subtly reframed a protective boundary into something that felt unfairly restrictive. The text identifies three compelling forces that drew Eve toward transgression, forces that still influence decision-making today. The fruit appeared good for food, practical utility, was pleasing to the eye, aesthetic appeal, and seemed desirable for gaining wisdom, promise of advancement. While these desires aren't inherently wrong, they became problematic when used to justify breaking established boundaries. This pattern repeats throughout human experience. Legitimate desires become destructive when they override important limits. A crucial observation is how the actual transgression felt deceptively undramatic. When Eve and Adam ate the fruit, there was no immediate catastrophe, no thunderbolts or earthquakes. Instead, the first consequence was subtle but profound. They suddenly felt exposed, becoming aware of their nakedness. This illustrates how crossing boundaries often feels harmless or even exciting in the moment, while the true costs emerge gradually. The initial thrill of breaking a rule can mask the deeper implications that surface later. Their immediate response reveals another pattern we still see today. They tried to cover their mistake independently, fashioning fig leaf garments. When God approached, their behavior shifted dramatically. Instead of their usual eagerness to meet with him, they hid. One decision had transformed intimacy into fear, creating a barrier of shame. This transformation from openness to concealment demonstrates how boundary violations can fundamentally alter relationships and self-perception. God's question, "Where are you?" wasn't about physical location. It was an invitation for them to recognize how far they had strayed from their relationship with him. When confronted directly about eating from the forbidden tree, neither Adam nor Eve took responsibility. Adam blamed Eve, Eve blamed the serpent, demonstrating how crossing boundaries often leads to a cascade of defensive behaviors that only compound the original transgression. This cycle of blame and deflection further damages trust and makes restoration more difficult. The consequences God outlined were far-reaching. The ground would become difficult to cultivate, childbirth would involve pain, and humanity's relationship with their Creator would be fundamentally altered. The environment itself would reflect their choice to cross the boundary. This demonstrates how the impact of transgression rarely stays contained. It tends to ripple outward, affecting multiple aspects of life. The text shows that even seemingly private decisions can have public ramifications that extend far beyond the initial choice. Modern examples abound. A business shortcut that seemed efficient might require months of trust rebuilding. Ignoring red flags in a relationship can lead to complicated entanglements. Compromising personal values to please others often results in a loss of authentic self. Each instance follows the same pattern. What appears to be a minor compromise opens the door to larger, unforeseen consequences. The text offers practical guidance for handling situations where we've crossed uncrossable lines. 1. Embrace immediate truth-telling. Unlike Adam and Eve's attempt to hide, acknowledging the transgression creates possibility for repair. The sooner you name what happened, the sooner healing can begin. 2. Accept consequences without qualification. Avoid the temptation to explain away or minimize the impact. Clean acceptance of responsibility creates a foundation for rebuilding trust. 3. Extract lessons from the experience. Each boundary crossing contains valuable information about where we need stronger protections. Analyzing what made you vulnerable helps prevent future compromises. 4. Remember that failure isn't final. Even after expelling Adam and Eve from the garden, God demonstrated care by making clothes for them, showing that while consequences are real, grace is equally real. This balance of accountability and mercy provides a model for healthy restoration. The narrative suggests a practical exercise for personal reflection. Take 10 minutes to examine a boundary violation in your own life. Consider 3 specific questions. What was the hoped-for gain from crossing this line? What were the actual losses that resulted? What specific commitment can you make to protect this area going forward? This story carries profound implications for modern life. Small compromises often open doors to larger losses, but the path to rebuilding involves honesty, responsibility, and grace. The text emphasizes that hiding isn't the answer. Stepping into truth, facing consequences, and building stronger boundaries offers the way forward. The pattern is clear throughout history. When boundaries blur, consequences multiply. But the story also offers hope. Even after significant transgressions, there's always a path back to integrity through honest acknowledgement, acceptance of responsibility, and commitment to better choices. This ancient narrative remains relevant because it captures fundamental truths about human nature and the importance of maintaining healthy boundaries. It shows that while the immediate appeal of crossing lines may be strong, the long-term costs often far outweigh momentary benefits. Yet it also demonstrates that even after serious breaches, restoration is possible through truth-telling and accepting responsibility. Looking ahead, the text promises future discussion on building lasting boundaries, establishing limits that remain firm under pressure, and communicating them clearly so others understand and respect them. This forward-looking element reminds us that while we can't undo past compromises, we can learn from them to create stronger protections for the future. The core message resonates across time. Small compromises can lead to big losses, but honesty, responsibility, and grace provide the pathway to rebuilding. You don't have to remain hidden in shame or keep running from consequences. By facing truth directly, accepting impact honestly, and committing to better boundaries, you can begin again and build something stronger than before.